Hi everyone, Edna Kimble, Edna sells Century 21 Wright Real Estate, and welcome to today's episode of How to Real Estate. We have a very special guest with us today, Miss Brooke Cumbey from
BancFirst.
BancFirst. I actually knew that. I don't know why I froze up. So I'm from BancFirst, and as you guys know, in every episode and every Tip Tuesday, well, what do I tell you? Keep it local, because having a local specialist will just make all of the difference. And we love Brooke. We send her so much business. And actually, because of the top 3 lenders that we use, Brooke, we actually closed, you were the second most deals that we closed locally. So we loved that.
Great.
We were like, let's have Brooke on and let's find out why she's so amazing. So first off, believe it or not, we've only met one other time, and it was like super brief.
In passing at a closing.
Yes, yes. But I actually rank all of my service industry people based upon how often we actually have to talk. Because if you're really good at your job,
You don't have to talk that much.
it just kind of flows. Do you know what I mean? So obviously sometimes we have to email and get clarification.
Right.
And I don't know if I don't know, that sounds negative, but I actually love that. Like some of my top home inspectors and pest people and everything, I don't even know what my roofer looks like. You know? If you're doing a good job, then yes.
Yeah.
And Brooke you're just such a great communicator, and we're super excited to have you on today. So first off, tell us where you're from and where you're located out of.
I'm actually from 20 miles east of Stillwater. So I'm not a Muskogee, but I'm located in Muskogee right now. I grew up in a small town called Olive. And it's in between, it's in between Manford and Stillwater.
Oh, okay.
So up in that area, and I moved to Muskogee, and that's just where I've always been for the last 12 years.
Perfect. But you're affiliated with the Tahlequah BancFirst, so all of our stuff goes through that.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yes, I am. I office in both, but I do cover the Tahlequah area.
Okay. Yeah. So, for those of you who have been doing this for a while, maybe I'm the only one that still does this, or remembers this. Pat Hollingshed, then Dina Adams, and now Brooke.
Yes.
So those are my gals.
Yeah.
So I love that. And of course, we still love Dina. Shout out to that heifer.
Yes. She's funny. She's great.
We love Tina. We love Tina. And we love BancFirst. I mean, you guys are always there to kind of help us with everything. So what we wanted to do is have you come on today and tell us about some of the misperceptions that buyers have and some of your top programs, because spring has sprung.
Yeah.
And we're kind of getting out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So some of the misconceptions that I run into is, people come in scared to death to do an application, get a home loan, and it's just because people in the industry don't always have the best customer service, so there's not a lot of communication. They don't walk them through everything. And one thing about BancFirst is, we're with our customers from beginning to end. There's never
the handoff.
Yes.
To somebody out of state.
Yeah, no. So we communicate, all hours of the night if you need to, weekends. So that's one of the biggest thing is, I'm just so scared for this. I'm like, there's no reason to be scared.
Yeah.
We're here for you.
I think it's the fear of the unknown or rejection. And one of the things that I want to encourage you guys about, if you are thinking about getting pre-approved, if you contact Brooke and you're not quite there, she's going to give you the roadmap so that you can get there. Because honestly, usually it's about a 90-day to a 6-month fix. Mm-hmm. And, you guys are really great with the follow-up. So this is not a all or nothing. This is, okay, if not now, then in the future. Right. And then the other thing I love is Brooke will have a conversation with you, even if you're not ready to do it now.
Yes.
We've sent clients over and said, hey, they're probably 6 months to a year out, but it's really good to find out if there's an old medical collection that has actually been paid and you need to jump through some hoops or something. Yeah. But what she said was communication. Yeah. And that's what we keep going back to with BancFirst and with Brooke. So that's one of the things that people are afraid of. Mm-hmm. So how do they apply? Can they have a conversation with you? Do they have to go online? Do they have to go to the bank?
No, absolutely. We do have an online application if you want to do that. If you don't feel comfortable with online, that's I just met someone this morning for an application, face to face. So I can do it over the phone, online, however you want to do it.
Okay, and I do find that most people really prefer the phone call. There are some hardcore old school that want to do
Right.
face to face,
Yes.
and I love that that's still an option. But there's a certain demographic, myself, I don't like the online applications, so
And
I
there's-
love that you give the
a
other
lot
options.
of your younger generation, the online is the way to go.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But you know, like you said, a lot of the older, more seasoned people, they don't like that. So you have to be willing to meet them and make them feel comfortable.
Absolutely, I love that. And to be able to hand someone your original documents.
They love that folder and like, oh, there you go. It's like old times. Oh, we get it in our hands, you know.
Absolutely, absolutely. Also something that the reason we really push local is appraisers. Where are your appraisers from?
We are all local appraisers.
Good answer.
No out of town. We do have a firewall that we order through, but everyone on our panel is local.
I love that, and it's just so important in all
Absolutely.
of our education toward our buyers, because they can end up spending a lot of time and money on home inspections and appraisals, and if it's not a local appraiser, we have a weird market.
Absolutely.
And you got somebody from McAllister,
They have no clue.
No, they really don't. Yeah. So yes, I love that.
Mm-hmm.
And so tell us, what are some of your top programs right now that you're offering buyers?
Right now in the Tahlequah market, obviously, is our rural development programs. 100% financing. That's a pretty awesome program if you qualify for it. The other one is we do have OFA, which is your down payment assistance for first-time home buyers. So,
and what are some of the guidelines with OFA? Because I know it kind of changes from
it
year
does. You have to be under a certain income bracket, certain credit level. There's your underwriter will look at all that, but there are certain guidelines that you have to meet, but they're not too harsh to meet. So
okay, great.
Yeah.
And that's specifically for Cherokee County mainly?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
Most of them.
And we do a lot of MAP with you also,
Absolutely.
which is the Cherokee Nation Housing Authority Mortgage Assistance Program.
And that is a wonderful program that I have. I mean, I would say 90% of the deals have MAP assistance. So
there you go.
It's very easy.
Having someone who's on Cherokee Nation's pre-approved list.
Absolutely.
And really truly understands it, because there are a couple of little details that if a lender is not familiar, it can cause some major delays.
Absolutely.
So, also my personal favorite and the one that we use a lot, HUD 184.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you guys do those?
I do the Section 184s plus your VA home loans, conventional FHA. So
I actually consider, I used to always say Dina is our VA specialist.
Yeah.
You know, and I need to just say, you know, BancFirst is our VA specialist, because Dina has kind of passed those off to you. But so if you're looking for a VA lender, keeping it local, because there's so many online that appear to be affiliated with the VA, but they're not when you look at the fine print.
And that will end up costing your borrowers more money when you jump into someone that's not affiliated, they have higher fees.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So, now, what about, so VA, love that, and we do a lot of those with you. What about FHA or rehab loans?
BancFirst does not do rehab loans on the secondary market. Our in-house can take care of that, but not on a secondary market. FHA, yes.
Okay.
We do a lot of FHA loans. That's the 3.5% down.
Guys, 3.5% down. That's your out-of-pocket costs. So that's a big deal. Everybody thinks they have to have 5, 10, 20%.
And on FHA, your guidelines are a little bit easier to meet. So someone with maybe less than perfect credit would be able to qualify on an FHA loan.
Okay, there you go. And do you find, though, that most people, what I see is people think their credit is bad, and it's really not?
No, and that's another misconception that we have in the mortgage world is if you don't have an 800 credit score, you're not going to get a loan. Well, that's not true. I mean, you could have a 640. Just having someone take the time and look over your credit report with you and go over it with you, that helps, because a lot of people think if they're not perfect, they're not going to get it approved, which is not true.
Yeah, yeah. Well, again, we kind of started the conversation about communication and being able to just contact you, have a phone conversation, and kind of go through. It just is kind of a game changer, as opposed to putting a bunch of information online.
Yes.
And maybe you've misinterpreted what the question was and answered it wrong, and you're not really sure if you're being approved or not approved.
Right.
So I think that that's huge.
Yes.
So what else do we need to know about BancFirst and your programs?
I think BancFirst is very well known for being loyal to their community. Communication, that's another thing we've talked about. But one thing I like to strive on is the underwriting process at BancFirst is it's a phone call away. So where underwriters, you typically are in Dallas or wherever, ours is in Oklahoma City. We know them personally. We have a 24-hour underwriting turnaround.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
That's a big deal.
That's a huge deal, coming from, a lot of your other places don't have that accessibility for your underwriters.
Yeah.
So
I did not realize
Yes.
that, but that's probably why the communication is so good.
Yeah.
I mean, that is everything, because sometimes we're literally waiting for weeks to hear back from the underwriter.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know a lot of stuff
It's a dirty word,
Yeah.
underwriter.
a lot of stuff gets thrown on the underwriter, but it is true, that ours are they're very good at what they do, and like I said, they try to get it as, every deal is different,
Sure,
this.
yeah,
So
absolutely.
but they try to get us findings and approval or whatever we need to do back, and they're really good about working with us. It's not just nope, we're denying this one or we're approving this one. They'll communicate with you and talk to you. So that's one thing about BancFirst that I can say is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I
It's
totally
the
agree
underwriting.
with that. So that's I didn't realize that they were 24-hour
Oh, yeah.
turnaround, but that, now that I think about it, that's
Yeah.
why we're so happy with
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
So-
it's so good.
That's amazing. Okay. Also, BancFirst being local, I love how involved in the community they
Yes.
are, and they've done like Toys for Tots
Yes.
and just pretty much anything that's going on, every event they're involved in.
I was actually there on Halloween this year, and at the downtown branch, all of the local kindergarten classes come.
Oh, I love
And they
that.
pass out candy to all of, it's the sweetest thing how involved they are
Yeah.
with the local schools and the community, and it's really a great thing.
Yeah, I love that. Love that. So, we love BancFirst, and we love the fact that you took the time to come in today to sit down and chat with us. We're going to put your contact information at the bank, not your personal,
Right.
but at the bank below, so that people can reach out, and maybe they want to fill out an application or reach
Absolutely.
out to you to have a conversation. But because this is also how to real estate, we always have to take it back to houses. And so one of the things we like to ask our guest is, if money was no object and you could buy your dream home today, what's 3 things that dream home would have to have?
Oh, goodness. I would have to say, I'm not a big home person inside personally, so I
Okay.
would have to
You're an
say
outdoor.
huge shop.
Oh, a shop.
We have a lot of toys.
Oh,
So
okay.
we like to
Okay.
boat and camp, and my husband drives a race car, so we would have to have a huge shop.
Okay.
I am a outside girl, and I love my pool, so I want a huge in-ground pool.
Salt water or chlorine?
Salt water.
Okay. I mean,
That's what
if
I
gotta
use
do it,
anyway.
you know.
Yes.
Okay.
And then the third thing on the inside would be a huge master closet.
Okay.
That's
yes.
it.
I'm a closet gal.
I'm not a
like
big
that.
cooker or anything like that, so I can do without the kitchen, but the closet I gotta have.
Closet is everything.
Yeah.
I love that. Well, none of that is so crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a good thing. We just enjoy kind of seeing what the
Mhm.
trends are, and the show. You're the first one who has said shop.
Yeah.
But that absolutely makes sense if
Yeah.
you've got all the toys and
Cars
everything.
and
Yes,
everything.
yes.
Yeah.
So you're an outside person, city or country?
Country.
Country. Lake or mountains?
Lake.
Lake. Okay, there you go. So we love that.
Yeah.
So Brooke, thank you so much for coming out today. We know, that you're super busy, and we wanted everyone to have access to your information. So if they're looking to get in for spring buying
Absolutely.
season, I know, also refinancing.
Absolutely. We
Absolutely.
do refinance on
Yes.
long-term loans.
Yes,
Yeah.
and for personal what is the word, like a HELOC and
Yeah. BancFirst offers HELOC options, so that is another thing. If you're looking to remodel or you don't want to mess with your long-term loan, you can do a HELOC on it.
Yeah, because if you've got a great rate, you don't necessarily want to mess with
Right.
that. But you could do a HELOC and add the pool or the shop
Mhm.
or something like that. That is such a big detail that a local bank is obviously able to offer, whereas some of the others aren't. So, thank you so much for coming out
Well,
today.
thanks for having me. This is fun.
And thank you for being such a great communicator.
Yeah.
I feel like one of the reasons we're so successful in helping our clients is because we've got great local lenders like you. So thank you so much.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yes. And everyone, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, follow, check out Brooke's information. And if you would like to be a guest on our podcast or you want to suggest someone, please let us know. Thanks again.